Alright, so this is my VTOL ship, vertical takeoff. Vertical takeoff and landing, I should say. Here I'm going to do my first mission. I'm still learning how to fly the ship. It's tricky to fly a VTOL ship. Because it has wings on it, it doesn't like to go vertical, right? Because the wings are drag in the vertical direction. So anyone who's tried to make a VTOL ship knows that it needs to go a tiny bit forward so that the wings can create lift if they have forward momentum. You can go backwards with the VTOL ship, but only just slightly. Later in the video, I'll show what happens when you try to rise too quickly. In my case, you'll tip back, your nose will rise, and that's what most people will do. If you're not pointed just a little bit like a helicopter, cocked a little bit forward, you know, like pitched forward, then what'll happen is your plane will flip over because the engines will be thrusting up and the drag on the wings is harder in the back. So they'll force the back of the plane down and the front of the plane up. So I landed on top of the VAB there, as you can see, so the VTOL works. So now I'm going to go hunt some Easter eggs. I'm switched to just the rear thruster now, picking up speed and climbing. I haven't quite mastered this plane yet. I should have climbed faster. The flight over to the desert was not as efficient as the flight back because I didn't climb up to thin air faster. I wish I had done that now in hindsight. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I still made it with lots and lots of fuel. This ship can go one full rotation around the planet. So I can make it to anywhere and back to the Space Center, right? Because if I can do one full rotation of the planet, then if the point that I'm going to is close to the Space Center, I can just turn around and head back. And if it's far away, I can just complete the trip around the globe back to the point where I started. I do have to transfer fuel out of the vertical tanks though to make the trip all the way around, but you can actually do that in flight. If you just turn the engine off while you're doing it and transfer it to the tanks right next to it, the ones that are basically mounted horizontally. I see the Easter egg there, and I tried to turn. See, that's what happens when you rise too quickly. I pitched backwards. This time, I rise slower, and I turn on the back-mounted engine sooner so that I don't pitch back, just to make sure. I saw the Easter egg just now, and I turned on the oh shit chutes because I wasn't going to be able to make the turn, and I started to tumble. This plane doesn't turn sharply when you're going fast because those vertically mounted tanks provide a lot of drag. So when you try to turn when you're going really quickly, they make it really hard for the plane to maintain a level pitch. So you can really only turn at low speeds. So I land, I pop the oh shit chutes here again, and oh shit. It's technically landing vertically, right? So I'm not really cheating using the parachutes, it's just laziness. I'm too lazy to try and correct the ship and land, so I just pop the parachutes. When you look at the ship here, when I'm repacking the chutes here in a sec, you're going to see, okay, I'm going to repack the chutes. I mount all those parachutes right there in that little area, and you'll say, well, why are they all tightly packed like that? Why not spread them out over the ship? Well, as you can guess, the center of mass is right there, where those engines are mounted vertically. So if I even move those parachutes a hair in one direction, the ship won't take off vertically. It'll tip forward or tip backwards. If anything, in fact, moves. I tried to reduce, because those landing gear that are on the side are a bit redundant. They keep me from tipping over left and right, but I just need those back-mounted ones because when I land with the parachutes, the engines are heavy, so the back end hangs down. So I need those back-mounted legs so that the engine doesn't touch the ground, so it doesn't smack against the ground ever. Here I am getting re-entry effects. I climbed higher into the air this time. Basically, I was a better pilot. I maintained that skim the air technique where you go as high as you can and the engines can still breathe, but not too low where you're pushing too much air and the drag slows you down too much. I didn't quite make it to the Space Center. I tried to turn again and I tumbled backwards, so I popped the oh shit chutes and I figure, okay, I'll just land and fly over there. No big deal, right? So I just land real quick because I can turn easily at low speeds, and that video actually got corrupt, so you don't get to see me land. I don't actually land on the runway. I get close, but I don't land. So here, to make up for the fact that that last video got corrupt, I shot one more scene. I'm gonna do a vertical landing without the parachute, so I'm heading over to this other Easter egg, picking up some speed. I'm using the back-mounted engine to go fast. In this one, though, I don't turn off the vertical engines because I'm maintaining a low hover. If you see, I don't even go above 100 meters above the ground, I don't think. I'm very close to the ground. Like, I hardly ever... I'm basically just barely climbing vertically. And now I'm actually descending because I can cut my thrust. So yeah, this is the squad Easter egg. The Easter egg that commemorates the people who make the game, I think. Vertical landing, perfect. So this I'm really happy with this ship. It's like you saw, I flew all the way over to the desert and was still able to take off vertically. So it pretty much always works, no matter what the fuel levels are. So this is my vertical takeoff and landing ship, my VTOL ship. 100% stock, as always. I always do 100% stock. Do I ever not?